Prague Yogis. This is Bryce Delbridge here in Mysore, Karnataka, India, the epicenter of modern day yoga. And here to talk to you a little bit about what's going on. So I started practicing yoga when I was 15 to avoid having my whole spine fused with titanium due to severe scoliosis. And my dear family friends, longtime practitioners of yoga and studio owners, Andrew and his father Ray Epler, recommended that I try yoga, and I started with Ashtanga yoga. Many of you might already know Andrew. He's been coming to Prague for decades now. He's a really amazing guy. So I started practicing when I was 15, and I knew after that first class that I was never going to have surgery. And I began devoting my entire life and pouring all of my energy into researching as many alternatives to surgery as I could possibly find, such as full body back brace for 18 hours a day, electric muscle stimulation, regular chiropractic adjustments, deep tissue massage, all kinds of therapies. But the most potent therapy was always yoga, and so that's what I just continued to invest more and more and more energy into. And when I was 20, I came to this fine city to study with my Guruji, Sri B.N.S. Iyengar, the living legend, the foremost teacher of Ashtanga Vinyasa Yoga in the world, direct student of Krishnamacharya. And through my tutelage with him, I learned pranayama, mudras, meditation, as well as more intense asana practices. From there, I lived in a cave for 3 months practicing intense pranayama, and that's really what took my healing to the next level and really took away the majority of my pain, is healing on the deeper energetic level. From there I came back to Oklahoma, to the United States, and I started teaching more seriously. And over the years I eventually developed very severe repetitive use injuries, sharp shooting pain down both of my arms. I couldn't do handstands anymore, and I was used to doing all the series of Ashtanga on a daily basis. And I had to completely start from the ground up and start all over again, learning from the very basic movements. And that's what led me into yoga therapy, repairing my body and rebuilding my body, because I developed these severe repetitive use injuries because of the scoliosis. I was just using what was already strong to go deeper and deeper and deeper into these practices, and everything that was weak was just staying weak and weak and weak, and all the bones were going out of place in these very intense practices. And it's not Ashtanga's fault, that was my own fault, my own misunderstanding. So through the practice of yoga therapy, I learned about the anatomy, the physiology, the kinesiology, and I learned very simple therapeutic movements to start to rebalance and heal the nervous system, bringing more energy through the nerves to wake up these weak areas and to relax these areas that are too strong. And that's really what has helped me return to these very beautiful sequences of Vinyasa Yoga and these very powerful practices in a completely new way. So in a more balanced and holistic way, where I'm no longer compensating to that degree. I'm using what was weak and relaxing what was too strong, and my body's feeling better than ever. So I'm very grateful to be at Prague Spirit Festival in 2020, sharing with you a Vinyasa flow sequence that I've created that is very helpful. If you've been doing primary sequence of Ashtanga for a long time, it's a very good complement to that sequence or any other type of practice. Especially if you do lots of forward folds and hip opening, this is going to be more strengthening. And then I'm also going to be offering a workshop the following day on body assessments, where we're going to look at the rotation in everybody's body, from the feet, the knees, the hips, the spine, the shoulders, the rib cage. Look at the rotation in the body, because all this rotation is due to imbalances in the musculature. Some muscles are too strong, other muscles are too weak, and that's what creates the rotation in the body. That's what creates the rotation in scoliosis, but that's the rotation that takes place in anybody's body. And that's the cause of 90% of our aches and pains, that some muscles are too strong, compensating for other muscles that are too weak. Strong muscles start to pull the bones out of alignment, and that's what starts to give us all this pain in the tendons and the muscles and the nerves. So we're going to look at the rotation in each and every person's body. I'm also going to demonstrate and show my own rotation, and it's a very community sense of camaraderie and support, as we all see that indeed there is no perfect body, and everybody has problems, and everybody has rotation, everybody has imbalances. And the key is to know what our pattern of imbalance is so we can do something about it. So very excited to share these practices with you. After we go over the assessments, then we'll go through a very short therapeutic practice to start to address these imbalances. Things that you can immediately apply to your existing practice. So very grateful. Thank you so much. Namaste.